What's up, man? What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all, man? What's up? What's up, man? What's up? Y'all know I don't do too many impromptu lives, but since I didn't go live after the game on Sunday, I felt like I owed y'all one. And what? There's no other time like the present because every day it seems like there's something new with this Carolina Panthers team. Every day it feels like it's something new. I'm not gonna short y'all. We're still doing the regular Dunk on Demand show. It's still tomorrow, but I had to do an impromptu live. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man, because we got a lot to talk about. Y'all make sure y'all hit the thumbs up button. Let me know when y'all check in. We finna get into this. Jay Issue in this thing. What up? Nas D Toe, what up, though? Marcus Harris, let's go. He hype. Juice World said he hype too. Jay Reed, what up, though? C, what up, though? Tyree, what up, though? Man, come on. All right, y'all. So, y'all know what time it is, man. So today, news broke that let's backtrack. We know Sam Darnold got hurt against the Atlanta Falcons. He got the concussion. We found out later that he had a beat up shoulder also, and that he was dealing with during the week, limited his reps. We all thought PJ Walker would get the start against the Patriots. No, Matt Rule decided to go with Sam Darnold after he cleared concussion protocol and practiced a little bit on Friday and Saturday. So Sam Darnold got to start. Fine, whatever. Sam Darnold does his usual thing, throws 3 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown. The Panthers get destroyed. Business as usual. You know what I'm saying? So it's Tuesday today, and news comes out that the Carolina Panthers have actually signed Matt Barkley, another USC quarterback, failed USC quarterback, to add to our precious collection of failed USC quarterbacks. We add Matt Barkley. And they got rid of your boy, not Jordan Love, but James Love, whatever his name is. Nevertheless, the practice squad guy. So everybody was like, why did they sign a vet to the active roster? That must mean that Sam Darnold may be going on IR, and he may be a little bit more hurt than they let on. Lo and behold, in predictable fashion, it's been announced that Sam Darnold, actually yesterday, they said that he was day-to-day with a shoulder injury. Coming to find out after more examination, and I don't know if they got another MRI, second opinion, third opinion, fourth opinion. I don't know if they called Dr. Pepper. I don't know who they called. But somebody told them that Sam Darnold has a fractured scapula. Now, if you don't know what scapula is just your shoulder blade. Now, we didn't know. Apparently it's in his throwing shoulder, I guess, too. Apparently they said it happened in the second quarter. I'm here to tell you that I'm a little concerned. Y'all know I watched this film, so I got the clip. I got the clip for you. You can make the judgment if you want to, but they said that Sam Darnold hurt his shoulder. All right, so do it that as you may. Do it that as you may. I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure exactly. That's the only contact, according to Joe Person of obviously the beat writer of the Athletic. He covers the Panthers on a day-to-day basis. His sources tell him that the team believed it happened in the second quarter. That clip I just showed you was the only contact, forcible contact, that Sam Darnold had during the second quarter. That was the only forcible contact that Sam Darnold had during the second quarter. And I don't know if we can show. I'll show the replay. And as you can see, he got up. As you can see, he got up very quickly. Like if my shoulder was fractured, even if I didn't even know, wouldn't I be like getting up slow? Wouldn't I be pushing myself off the ground slow? Like the math ain't mathing. If you catch my drift, the math is not mathing. Like stuff is not adding up. When this stuff is not adding up, it's time to subtract. It's time to subtract. When stuff ain't adding up, it's time to subtract. Does that mean it's time for somebody to get fired? It's got to be on the hot seat because these lies, they keep coming. because you told us that he got hurt in the Falcons game. We're fine with that. He took a hard hit. So if he had a fracture, you're telling me if it happened there, he took more hits. Sam Darnold was hit 6 times in the game. That means there were more hits. If it was fractured, why didn't nobody check on him and see about him? Why didn't we hear about this before yesterday when you said that he was day to day with a shoulder injury? Like I'm confused. I'm confused because it's not adding up. Let me see if I can find that tweet. It's not adding up. Day to day. I'm gonna search day to day on Ian Rappaport's tweets. So I got the tweet. I got the tweet. I got the tweet. Okay. I got the tweet. Ian Rappaport. Where he at? According to Ian, Sam Darnold was day to day, but it's not adding up. Can I find it? Maybe not. Nevertheless, you told us he was day to day beforehand, and then now things change. What changed? Because like I said, he got an MRI. He got an MRI yesterday. After MRI on his shoulder, Panthers quarterback Sam Darnold is considered day to day. Source said. After an MRI, Coach Matt Rule said I had to see him on Wednesday and see what does his health look like. After an MRI, so the MRI, they did get an X-ray. They got an MRI, but not an X-ray apparently. And then, okay, what's going on? So they got it. First of all, they got an MRI and not an X-ray. That's a little bit suspect. Like, why would you get an MRI and not an X-ray? So that's the cap right there. 2, you told us he was beat up beforehand all the time. I mean, you told us he looked fine. You said you didn't see anything wrong with his arm strength. So there's that. And then the play calling you had, you didn't run him at all. I understand you don't want to get him banged up with a concussion, but it's blatantly obvious that he was trying to not get hit by any means necessary. So where's the math? The math ain't mathing, y'all. The math is not mathing. And these lies, man, they don't even know how to keep their lies straight. Next thing we know, tomorrow, Matt Rule's going to tell us that it was on his non-throwing shoulder. They're going to say he hurt his right shoulder against the Falcons. Then they're going to say his left shoulder is the one that got hurt against the Patriots that got fractured. That's what they're going to tell us. The math ain't mathing, man. The math ain't mathing. What up, though, Canto? What up, cuz? Yep, they still won't sign Cam. Am I trying to say something? I mean, I don't have to say anything. Matt Rule does enough talking, and they put their own foot in their mouth. This team is rapidly becoming a dumpster fire. I'd rather have had the Panthers try and sign Alex Smith for the rest of the season versus Barkley. What's up, Panthers are Kings? I'm catching up on these comments. My bad. Lucas, what up, though? Matt knows better. Wrong emoji. There you go. So he looks like he shot a fighter. But it ain't adding up. Because like I said, he said that the MRI, they got an MRI, but not an X-ray yesterday. But now further testing shows that the thing is fractured. Now, this is a cop-out because he doesn't want to embarrass Sam or hurt his confidence. So him being hurt is a perfect scapegoat. And you know these guys are all about trying to control the narrative. They don't want to look bad during the week, but they're doing it week in and week out. Week in and week out, they continue to dig their own grave. And I put a tweet out the other week. I was like, the way that the Jets traded us Sam Darnold and ended up with 4 quarterbacks on their roster that's better than him is crazy. I would take Joe Flacco over Sam Darnold. I would take Mike White over Sam Darnold. I would take Josh Johnson after what I saw last week over Sam Darnold, and I would take obviously Zach Wilson. It's crazy. They recoup draft picks and got better quarterbacks off the street. Josh Johnson was an XFL quarterback. XFL. I mean, he's a vet also, but he looked better than PJ Walker when it comes from XFL standpoint. PJ Walker was XFL MVP, but Josh Johnson looked better than him from the Jets. But we signed Matt Barkley. We did not sign Cam Newton. We did not sign Cam Newton. We didn't even sign Josh McCown. We didn't sign Blake Bortles. We didn't sign Colin Kaepernick. We signed Matt Barkley. Like I said, we're trying to collect all the washed up USC quarterbacks. I heard Mark Sanchez and Matt Leinart may be getting a tryout later this week. But imagine if they don't feel so bad. They feel so bad about PJ Walker that Matt Barkley ends up getting the start some way, somehow. I doubt it, but I wouldn't be surprised. Nothing from this team surprised me. Matt Barkley could easily end up being the starter. Said Josh Johnson is a journeyman for a reason. Josh Johnson looked better on Thursday than Sam Darnold has looked all season. Let's be real. He looked better in one game than Sam Darnold looked all season. I know it was garbage time, but he almost brought the team back. Like I was the big proponent of signing a vet quarterback in the preseason because whenever you have a young quarterback that's not really, he needs help being coached up, how to be a pro, how to make good decisions. It's good to get a vet. So why couldn't we have gotten a Joe Flacco to back up? Or Josh McCown. We saw Josh McCown last season have a pretty solid game in his spot duty during the COVID times. So you're looking real crazy. You're looking real crazy, and you can't blatantly turn your back on Sam Darnold because then you really look bad. Because you blatantly turn your back on Cam Newton, you blatantly turn your back on your handpicked choice of Teddy Bridgewater. If you do the same thing to Sam Darnold, clearly you don't know what you're doing. So they had to find a scapegoat, and his shoulder injury was just the right recipe to cook up a good lie for Matt Rule to put Sam Darnold possibly on injured reserve for a short period of time, the short future, if not the rest of the season. Because there's 7 games left. They put him on IR. It's got to be at least 3 weeks. If it's a broken bone, who knows how long it's going to take to have him healthy. Especially when you have to be in the pocket with our suspect offensive line. Come on now. We saw you do this already with Thomas Fletcher. He did the same thing with Thomas Fletcher, the long snapper. They drafted a long snapper. Instead of Trey Smith, the guard that we could really use right now, that's in Kansas City now, balling out, they drafted a long snapper. That was a cute, feel-good story. And when he was trashed during the preseason and J.J. Jansen clearly won the job, they had to come up with something. So in the last preseason game, Thomas Fletcher, the long snapper at Alabama, hurts his hip. He's on IR out for the season. You bought yourself a year and you don't look as stupid. Hopefully it goes away. But fortunately, when you're a guy like these guys that try to act like they're the smartest guys in the room at all times, the people that are the naysayers, we're always going to keep them receipts. We're always going to keep them receipts, and you already played that trick one time. You can't do it. You can't do a fake punt or a trick play multiple times in a game. You can't do it because people are going to be ready. You can get away with it the first time, and we'll be like, all right, you got me there, Matt Rule, with the Thomas Fletcher thing, the injury reserve hip injury. You got me. But once you try the same thing twice, it ain't going to work. You can't try the same trick play twice, and he's trying to trick play on us fans, and we ain't buying it, y'all. We're not buying it. We're not buying it. And I understand people are mad about them not picking up Cam Newton, but I'm not sure they haven't asked Cam Newton already. The one thing that would be more embarrassing about them having to go beg Cam Newton and him come back and the fans just go crazy would be then to beg Cam Newton to come back and Cam Newton say, hell no. You know how much it took so much pride for somebody to him to either try to go back to Cam and ask him to come back? But you know how much damage it would do to your pride if Cam just said no and then that narrative came out? They would never live this down. And now I think it's starting to pick up steam that people are seeing that Matt Rule, some of the stuff that they're doing, these moves that they're making aren't adding up. And like I said, when stuff is not adding up, it's time to subtract. It's time to subtract, okay? So it's not adding up. You guys give the video a thumbs up if you have not, man. We're going live right now talking about this Panthers situation, the quarterback situation, the injury. News just broke that Sam Darnold has a fractured scapula. They have not put him on IR yet, but they say several weeks. I expect it to be IR to save that roster spot because most teams do not carry 3 QBs. It's looking like Matt Barkley will be the backup to PJ Walker, the former XFL MVP, and Matt Rule Temple favorite. Coming this Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals, one of the hottest teams in the NFL, one of the best teams in the NFL, Arizona Cardinals. So it's a lot. It's a lot. I can't wait for Matt Rule's press conference. Press conference tomorrow is going to be a movie. It's going to be must-see TV. Panthers Leopold, what up, though? See, when they drafted the long snapper, I knew they was lames. So can't do the same thing, play with injury, so keep the same energy with Sam. I'm going to keep the same energy. The energy is the same because you can see the difference when Cam had a hurt shoulder. You can see the difference. You can see the difference. Neither one of them made excuses themselves, but you can see the difference in drop off and play. Sam Darnold looked like the same quarterback he's been the past 5 weeks this Sunday. That's why we can't tell if he's hurt. When you play bad, just as bad when you're healthy, when you're hurt as you do when you're healthy, you don't get the benefit of the doubt of you saying that your injury was the reason why you played bad. You don't. And we saw an underthrown ball, the DJ Moore that got picked off. We saw an overthrown, errant throw to Ian Thomas. So maybe the shoulder was hurt. But at the same time, don't tell us that if you told us that he got hurt in the Atlanta game. We know if we knew it was that bad, just don't play him. Why would you play an injured Sam Darnold anyway? Like, especially when 100% Sam Darnold is not that great, but you got him on light practice week, in concussion protocol, with a hurt shoulder going against a team that when he's healthy, he's not good against. This man has 9 turnovers in 4 career games against the Patriots. That may be even low. Here's a 5 turnover game against them in his career, going back to the Jets. You talking draft trades already. That's when you know we down bad. We talking draft trades. Y'all get a video thumbs up if you have now. We got some good people watching. I appreciate y'all good people watching. Y'all get this video a thumbs up. Y'all good people watching become better people. Get this video a thumbs up. Okay? Okay, Frank? Well, supposedly smart people do dumb things. You don't have all the data. But like I said, yo, said Matt Barkley was a beast at modern day. Exactly. This man was a 5-star number 1 athlete in the country. Coming out, but ever since then he hasn't been that great. Ever since then he has not been that great. I'm not saying he's faking injury. 2 Gibson, and I'll say that I'm not saying he's faking injury. I just don't see how he could have fractured. I don't think the injury happened in the Patriots game. That's my opinion. I think he was hurt. But like I said, when you play bad, you can't say that he was playing hurt when you look just as bad hurt as you do healthy. Like I said, I can't. I keep the same energy with Cam because Cam you could tell the drop off with Cam's shoulder strain. I think the injury happened in Atlanta. I don't think he should have played at all against the Patriots. They told us he had a hurt shoulder going and concussion protocol after the Atlanta game. There was no reason to trot Sam Darnold out there. But like I said, what changed though? Because like I said, after MRI on the shoulder yesterday, this was yesterday. Look at this. This is yesterday. 4/23 on November 8th. He had an MRI. So he had an MRI but not an X-ray. MRI but not an X-ray. MRI but not an X-ray. Let's look at what he said today. After 2 days of testing, exams revealed that Sam Darnold has a fractured scapula. Most likely add for miss several weeks. Several weeks. So what? So you mean to tell me they got an MRI, but now that, like I said, they got an MRI, but not an X-ray? I'm confused. I'm confused, man. Like it's just not adding up, man. There's too many. There's too many broken pieces to the story. You know, I've had a couple jobs. You do stuff like this when you feel like your job security is at all time high. You do all these kind of crazy things like trade 3 draft picks for Sam Darnold when you feel like your job security is very very strong. You don't make crazy moves like that when you know that you coaching for your job on a year in and year out basis. He says a poor man Sam Darnold both from USC, same size, and both just bad. Matt Barkley lived up to his draft title of boomer bust. Most teams were smart enough to avoid him to later in the draft, but he's had some decent games where he's limited mistakes. Lucas, he has 11 to 22 touchdown to interception ratio. 11 to 22 touchdown to interception ratio. Right. Why bring Sam back so quick from the concussion on a short week of practice for him against the team that clearly has his number? And I get it. And I get this energy, Q Gibson. I'm not even gonna beat you up for this. Like, I know it happened against the Falcons, but it's on Matt Rule. Why would you play him? I'm not gonna fault Sam Darnold for trying to be a warrior, trying to earn respect because there's not a lot in the fan base and the team for him. So I can't totally fault him. But at the same time, why does stuff keep changing? He has a hurt shoulder. Then he hurts it in the second quarter where he played the whole game. The O line actually did pretty decent. What he had it was one sack, a couple pressures, 6 quarterback hits. I'm confused because he wasn't. The O line, as bad as they were, and they have been, and with the injuries, Sam was moving pretty well, getting out of there, and they've had worse games. The O line's had worse games. Somebody's asking, is PJ that bad? He obviously wasn't ready since they allowed Sam to play. PJ must be stinking up at practice. You said MRI can do everything an X-ray can do. I'm not a doctor, but I always thought MRI was like tendons, muscles, and stuff. I didn't know it showed bone breaks. I thought that's what an X-ray was for. I could be wrong, but that's what I thought. Like straight up, I could be wrong, but that's what I thought. I thought X-ray was for bones and stuff like that. A closer look at bones. I thought MRI was for muscles, ligaments, tendons, stuff like that. That's what I thought. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. But eh, this is bad. This is bad, man. This is bad. This is bad, real bad. Michael Jackson bad. This is so MRI goes deeper, and I thought it was like I said. I thought it was more of a muscle thing. But this is some issues. There are some issues. And I see y'all arguing about Cam in the comments, but I mean it's time for PJ. We've seen PJ in a few starts. I've broken down film of PJ getting his first start last year. Whatever the situation is, like the transparency just ain't there, man. It's a lot of different mixed messages. I have no problem with Sam Darnold toughing it out and trying to play through the shoulder injury. But for them to try to tell us it happened in the second quarter when he had a shoulder injury coming into the game and we knew he probably shouldn't have played anyway. Like PJ Walker took all the first team reps up until Friday or Saturday's practice. Matt Rule says after the game that he didn't think that Sam's injury affected his gameplay. Said that he didn't see any the problem with the zip on the ball or whatever. We did see that underthrown interception to J.C. Jackson and then the errant throw over Ian Thomas's head to J.C. Jackson return for a touchdown. So maybe it was a little erratic. But I showed you guys the play earlier. I showed you guys the play. But it's tough. But it's PJ Walker's time. A lot more arm strength. He's shorter. He's a little bit more erratic. We'll see. A full week of preparation. I know the O-line is beat up, so the circumstances are great for PJ, but I think people are at the point where they're just tired of Darnold. People are just tired of Darnold. A lot of people were saying anybody but Teddy Bridgewater, but I bet y'all wish y'all had Teddy Bridgewater now. I bet y'all wish Teddy Bridgewater now. But this is not the type of vet quarterback that you want to sign. Like I said, Josh McCown would have been a great vet to come in. So we'll see what happens because I'm very interested to see how PJ Walker performs under these circumstances. Like I said, with a full week of practice, O-line's beat up. It's looking like it may be Dennis Daly and then probably Pat Elflein at center. But it's like it's going to be PJ Walker for the near future. They said several weeks. He has not been put on IR yet. He hasn't been put on IR yet, but we'll see. We'll see what PJ has because PJ, like I said, he's played mop-up duty these past few games this season. Hasn't got a full start yet. And it really just comes down to taking care of the football. And I'll probably break it down in another film breakdown. But like literally, if we don't turn the ball over, we will have a chance to win the game. Even against the Patriots. Our defense creates turnovers. They get stops. They're very stingy. Think about it. One of Sam Darnold's interceptions was in the end zone. That means we were in scoring position. If you don't, we at least get a field goal. Another one was in the red zone also, but it was returned for a touchdown. So not only did we lose the chance for a touchdown and a field goal with our special teams player of the week kicker, Zane Gonzalez, but it also turned into 7 more points. That's a potential 14-point swing. Worst case scenario, 10-point swing in the game. So that's 2 different trips to the red zone that we not only didn't get points, but we gave them points too. So it's almost just like, dude, like just don't turn the ball over. Take care of the ball. Take your chance. Take what's there, and we can be okay. McCaffrey's back. PJ didn't get to play with McCaffrey last year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he didn't. PJ did not get to play with McCaffrey last year. So PJ will get better circumstances. I did one last year on his first start. I mean, the plays he's played this year have been in mop-up duty. It's hard to fully evaluate him in mop-up duty. It's hard. But maybe I'll talk about it a little bit. Did y'all get the video a thumbs up? People are cranking in right now. Give the video a thumbs up. The ratio of viewers to thumbs ups are not equal. It ain't adding up. Just like Matt Rule and these narratives coming out of Carolina aren't adding up. These likes ain't adding up. I need more likes, please. It don't cost you a thing, and it only takes 5 seconds. Not even 5 seconds. Not even 5 seconds. But yeah, man, it's real bad. It's Michael Jackson bad, dog. It's Michael Jackson bad. Gibson said that Teddy had 15 touchdowns, 11 interceptions last year. This year with the Broncos in 8 games, he has 15 TDs, 4 interceptions. So that tells you it's the system. I ain't no mathematician, but the process of elimination looks pretty solid right there. Pretty solid right there. Nevertheless, Sam Darnold, David Collins, what up, though? Why is my jersey backwards so y'all know who it is? Don't start asking for my money. Okay. Do I ever? Do I ever? Y'all see Trey Boston tweet about a team he know we need. Yeah. The pass D is definitely legit. But I'm just saying, we actually had scoring opportunity. That's the thing. As good as their defense is, he missed Ian Thomas completely. That was a gift to the Patriots, and he ran it back 7 points. A bad pass, he threw it straight to the defender. He was trying to go to DJ Moore. That was a gift. They do have takeaways, and you got to give them credit, but some of those were gifts. So Sam Darnold failed us. I don't think Sam Darnold failed. I don't think Sam Darnold failed. I think Sam Darnold is exactly who everybody thought he was. Matt Rule tried to tell us different. When the math ain't mathing, stuff is not making sense. When stuff doesn't add up, it's time to subtract. Somebody's got to be on the hot seat. We need answers. I honestly feel bad for Matt Rule having to try to make up some more lies for tomorrow in the press conference. I almost feel bad for him. I almost feel bad for him, man. I almost feel bad for him. Because he's got to keep coming up with stuff. He's got to keep coming up with stuff. But like I said, I'll show you guys the play one more time. They said that the shoulder injury happened in the second quarter. This is a good question. What do I realistically think our long-term quarterback solution will be? I honestly have no idea. And that's just coming from the heart. Like, I'm just hoping that, not hoping, because I like to see the Panthers win. To be honest, it's way too much football left for me to be rooting for them to tank. But maybe Malik Willis and Matt Corral next year in the draft. Hopefully, we'll be able to get a draft. We almost have to draft the quarterback high, unless Deshaun Watson just magically just get cleared of all these charges and they make that trade. It's got to be the draft. It's got to be the draft. Because clearly this year we are where we are. I think as bad as our O-line is, I think we are a quarterback away from being a playoff team. Clearly, if we just had a quarterback that didn't turn the ball over, he doesn't have to blow anything away. We have great weapons. We got Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. We have great weapons. But like I said, we're clearly we're a quarterback away from being a playoff team. Not saying we win the Super Bowl, but we're a quarterback away from being a playoff team, yo. But regardless, we're going to have to draft somebody. We're going to have to draft somebody. We're going to have to bring in a vet to let the quarterback chill. But I don't think there's any day one starters in this draft either. But you blew it when you passed on Justin Fields. You blew it when you passed on Mac Jones and Rashawn Slater. You blew it when you got rid of Teddy when you didn't. That was unnecessary. You didn't have to. I understand the Cam move was tough because of the injuries and stuff, but you didn't have to get rid of Teddy. You didn't have to. So somebody's got to answer for all these moves that are being made that aren't making sense. Because you signed, you talked about if your quarterback's confidence is that fragile to the point that you have to blow $18 million just to say that we believe in you, Sam, something's wrong. Especially when you haven't proven anything. You're reinforcing bad behavior. When his confidence is so fragile that you tell him he doesn't have to worry about being a leader, he just needs to worry about being a good quarterback, he's not a starting caliber quarterback. When you're starting quarterback, you can't bench him because you didn't want to embarrass him because his confidence is that fragile. You didn't want to embarrass him by benching him too soon. He's not a starting caliber quarterback. Poise and confidence are two of the top things that you need to be a good quarterback in this league. Poise and confidence, and obviously accuracy. But poise, not getting rattled, and confidence that you can actually play the position. Sam Darnold is lacking in both. But we traded a second, fourth, and a sixth for this. If he's that fragile that you gotta coddle him, spend $18 million on him next year, not bench him when he's playing terrible, tell him he doesn't have to be a leader on the team because you want him to focus on being a good quarterback, something's wrong. That $18 million that you spend on Sam Darnold could go to keeping Dante Jackson. It could go to keeping Stephon Gilmore, who's elite. It could go to offensive line and free agency. It could go to a possible veteran quarterback if you make a trade for Aaron Rodgers or something like that, or Russell Wilson. I know it's a pipe dream, but I'm just speaking hypothetically. $18 million could pay a cornerback salary. Come on now. This experiment is getting old. You signed it to a 7-year deal. I don't know what was more ambitious or more ill-advised. Signing Matt Rule to a 7-year contract. I got this. It's a trickle-down effect. David Tepper has to be held accountable. Because what he did, he gave Matt Rule a 7-year contract and overpaid when Matt Rule hasn't proven anything on a professional level. 7-year contract. Hadn't proven anything. Matt Rule sees that thing from this leader from up above, the guy that cuts in his checks, turns around and gives Sam Darnold a 5th-year option after trading multiple assets for him when he hasn't proven anything. So who has overpaid the most? Which overpay was more egregious? David Tepper overpaying for a college coach that hasn't proven anything, or Matt Rule overpaying for Sam Darnold, who has played nothing but bad football in his career? Come on now. Come on. Y'all give the video a thumbs up, man. People are trickling in. I see y'all. Y'all give the video a thumbs up if you have not already, man. It's a lot. This impromptu live stream. I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy. I didn't announce this and I didn't go live on Sunday, so I felt like I owed y'all one. There was a lot of stuff going on, so I know I kind of needed to do this instead of doing a regular traditional video because it's real out here. So y'all give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate it. It takes 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Find that like button and hit the thumbs up. So the 7-year contract does not bother me because the owner's personal money. To blow doesn't affect the cap or draft picks at all. Bingo. Bingo. But it's getting old, man. It's getting old. Things are getting old. It's getting old, man. Because where do we go? So the channel's growing. Yeah, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, hey, matter of fact, let me stop right there. I appreciate Will tuning in. If you are not subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell icon. The bell icon is going to give you a notification every time I drop a live stream like this or a video, because obviously crazy stuff keeps happening with this Panthers team. And I'm going to be here to do live reactions, breakdowns, film breakdowns, podcasts, and stuff like that. So make sure y'all guys subscribe if you have not subscribed. NFL content, Panthers content, live streams after the game and on Wednesdays, and impromptu and crazy stuff like this keeps happening. So I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Y'all get a video thumbs up and subscribe if you have not. Yes, my jersey is on backwards. Some of y'all may be too young to remember crisscross, or the St. Lunatics when they used to wear their jersey backwards with one sleeve over the shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all may be too young to remember. Some people are asking, where do we go from here? That's a good question, man. Where do we go from here? I think that's the toughest part about this whole thing. We don't see the vision. You tell us one thing, but the opposite happens. Like, where is the vision? Yes, we built up the defense, but everybody feels like we're so far away. We're so far away from getting this offense right or the quarterback position right. By the time we do that, Brian Burns is going to be up for a contract extension. We got to pay Hassan Reddick. Got to pay Dante Jackson this year. Jeremy Chinn's going to be coming up for a contract in 3 years. Shaq Thompson's on this long-term deal, on this deal, but what do you do there? We got to pay Stephon Gilmore if we want to. Derek Brown's going to be coming up on a contract. He's a first-round pick. So it seems like by the time that you get your offense together, the defense is going to be too expensive. If they keep playing this good, teams are going to, and they see free agency, teams are going to pick them up. Teams are going to pick those players up, so it's hard. Where do we go? Where do we go? It's too many question marks and not enough answers. And we're trying to trade for these vet quarterbacks, whether it's Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. If you don't have any kind of long-term plan in place or a vision that these guys can align with, they're not going to come to you. They're not going to waive their no-trade clause for that. You see what Matt Stafford did us. Matt Stafford flaked on us this year because clearly he saw something. Clearly he saw something. A lot of fans were offended that Matt Stafford, of all people, would have the audacity to turn us down when he's been an underachieving quarterback most of his career in a scrub franchise. But people around the league pay attention, and they see it. Now, maybe defensive players may want to be a part of what we got going on. But if they're trying to win and not be a part of a rebuild that clearly has no vision, it's going to be hard to attract talent in free agency without spending hella money. It's going to be hard to attract talent without spending money. So you have to build through the draft. But when you give up a second, a fourth, and a sixth round pick for a bad quarterback, and then you're paying him $18 million, it's hard to spend extra money to get those free agents. It's hard to build through the draft when you're giving up that kind of draft capital. So you really put yourself into a corner. You have backed yourself into a bad corner. It's bad, man. It's getting bad. It's getting bad. Like, the one thing that the difference between us and a team like the Bears, like I said, the Bears have a worse record than us. But they have one thing we don't have. That's not a quarterback. That's not anybody on the team. They have hope. The Bears have hope. We have no hope right now. We have no hope. We don't have a potential quarterback that's got to just shake the rust off and he's going to be better with more experience, that shows flashes of brilliance at times, even against great defenses. Justin Fields, they wrote him off in the first couple of weeks, but you can clearly see after last night's Monday Night Football game, he's getting better. And if he gets with a better coach and better weapons, he has potential to be the guy that we all thought he would be. Some people think Matt Rule should be fired off of that game last night alone, off of passing over Justin Fields and seeing what he did last night. Some people think that. But it's hard, man. It's hard. They got hope. So we were wrong for letting Cam go. We were wrong for letting trading Teddy, trading Darnold, and starting Sam Darnold. It's a bad decision all around. Coaching release Teddy every game, multiple interceptions. So you can already see he's gonna do the same thing with the Rams. Say go get Andy Dalton. We can't. Said clearly Matt Stafford made the right decision by not coming. Yep. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. But y'all make sure y'all subscribe if you have not subscribed. Get the video a thumbs up if you have not. We are talking about this travesty that we call the Carolina Panthers. Because apparently, and I don't know if it's true, but there was a tweet out there that said that David Tepper. Let me see if I can find it. There's a tweet out there that said that David Tepper was catching hell at the game. There's a tweet out there that said that. Can I find a tweet? Is the question. Everybody saying get Matt Corral. See if I can find it. Can I find the tweet? Here it is. I don't know how true this is. Somebody at the game yesterday said that in the atrium suite, they saw Tepper walking by on our way out. He looked pissed and had fans following him. And had fans following him, giving him the business. Quite the sight. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall. Josh Love is no longer with the team. Josh Love got released because of Matt Barkley. He got released because of Matt Barkley. He says, a Broncos fan, thanks for giving us Teddy for free. I mean, you want me to say you're welcome? Clearly we down bad. Said our coach is coaching the Bills. Everybody thinks that we messed up with Sean McDermott. Should have kept Sean McDermott. Ever since we had David Tepper, we haven't had a record of 500. Yet we haven't had a winning season since 2017, guys. 2017. Yep, it's very convenient. And unfortunately, the trade deadline has passed. So it's not too much we can do from a trade standpoint. We got to find somebody off the street. The only good quarterback on the street probably is Cameron Jarrell Newton. Cameron Jarrell Newton. That would have been the only available guy, unfortunately. But man, it's getting tough. It's getting tough. My thoughts on CMC's gameplay lately. CMC look good, man. CMC look good. It's just unfortunate that it seems like the coaches, the coaches tried their hardest not to force the ball to him, and it made the offense play calling look bad. I mean, there were opportunities. Clearly, Sam Darnold just got passes tipped. Tip, tip, tip. They got tipped. So I mean, there are opportunities there, but I think PJ Walker being able to play with Christian McCaffrey will be something that could be intriguing. That could really help him. We'll see. We just need somebody that's not going to turn the ball over. I have confidence in our defense. We just need somebody that's not going to turn the ball over in scoring opportunities. Because, like I said, Sam Darnold threw an end zone interception. That's taking points off the board. And then he threw another red zone interception that got ran back for a touchdown. That not only is that points off the board, that's point for the other team. But y'all get the video thumbs up if you have not. I'm going to keep reminding y'all, though. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the bell icon when you do. That way, next time any kind of crazy news that the Panthers do with some foolishness with, you guys get a notification when I go live. Because I do live, I do film breakdowns, I do previews of the game, players to watch, matches up to watch. I do live streams after the game and on Wednesdays and impromptu ones. So if you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, please. I really appreciate it. If you're an NFL fan, I do NFL content on Wednesdays on my live stream. I talk about everything in the NFL. And I show a little extra love to the Panthers every other day of the week. So we're wallowing around in our misery. There's always something to talk about when it comes to the Panthers. So make sure you are subscribed and hit the bell icon. Okay? So we really just need PJ to be the game manager. Exactly. Our defense is good. Now, there may not be enough against the Cardinals, so we may need some points, but we'll see. And when you have a bad quarterback, it hurts. It's a trickle-down effect. It's a trickle-down effect. Because one, it makes the offensive line look bad, even though the offensive line is not that great. It makes them look even worse because you hold the ball. Two, you have to force feed Christian McCaffrey, so he's going to get high usage again and get hurt. Three, you don't get to see the development of your second-round pick in Terrace Marshall Jr. because, one, your quarterback leads him to get hurt, but two, there's not opportunity for him. So you're hindering the development there. And then three, it makes you look stupid because Robbie Anderson, you just inked him to an extension, but he's only getting 2 targets per game on a regular basis. And then three, it hurts DJ Moore because DJ Moore clearly was on pace to have a career year. He may still make something out of it with him and PJ Walker, but DJ Moore was on a path to a career year. DJ Moore's on a path to a career amount yardage, receptions, touchdowns, and hell, he signed that he got a 5th-year option too. 5th-year option is based on performance. If you make Pro Bowls, you get more money. He had a chance to make the Pro Bowl at the pace he was at. People were taking notice. But now that our offense is running backwards or stuck in the mud or jogging in place, you're hurting the bag on DJ Moore. It hurts everybody all around. Say, did I lose playoff hopes? Yeah, it's over. It's over. We can play spoiler, but it's over. It's over. Said if the Cardinals start McCoy, that would be highly disrespectful. What is the status on Kyler Murray's injury? Does anybody know? I know he missed Sunday. It's got to be Darnold. It's Darnold because there's opportunities. Robbie Anderson's open. Players are open. It's got to be Darnold. When you want to ask where the blame goes for Robbie's lack of production, yeah, he has a lot of drops. That doesn't help either. So he may have more turnovers than Sarah Lee. Wow. That was a good one, actually. Isn't that bread? Do they make turnovers? Do they make turnovers? What's my expectations on PJ? I have pretty decent expectations. I have pretty decent expectations on PJ Walker. And I'll get into this more during the week. As the week goes on, we get prepared as we turn our heads because right now we're still looking back. Eventually, I'm gonna put this stuff behind me and look forward to the Cardinals game. Well, my expectation for PJ Walker is to hopefully not turn the ball over. Let's stretch the field out, air it out. It may be some growing pains, some turnovers. We saw that red zone turnovers against the Lions last year, but luckily the defense had their back and shut them out. So maybe with the full week of practice, a healthy Christian McCaffrey, a stable of good running backs, some weapons, a better defense than we had last year, even though when he started, like I said, the defense shut them out. I expect PJ Walker to play solid. As long as he doesn't turn the ball over, I'm good with that. I want to see him take some chances, though. I want to see him let it rip. What do we have to lose at this point? What do we have to lose at this point? Let it rip, man. Let it rip. It's going to be PJ's show for the next couple weeks. He's got to let it rip. Because obviously he could be auditioning for the next team. I don't know how long he'll be around Carolina because I think we're getting another quarterback next year. So I don't know how long PJ will be around Carolina. But he could be auditioning for his next squad. So this 3, 4, 5 game stretch that who knows how long Darnold's going to be out, I want to see PJ Walker make some things happen. Last year, he didn't have Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey, like I said, he's the ultimate safety blanket. So if they can coach PJ Walker to not force some things that's not there or not make the errant mistake and just check it down like they tried to do to Sam Darnold, I think PJ Walker could be pretty solid. We'll see what happens. But getting him a full week of practice, Christian McCaffrey, and a good defense, who knows what can happen, man? Who knows what can happen? My boy Ben, what's up, bro? What's going in? What's going on, man? We over here crying about this quarterback situation. Sources say that Arizona's looking at the big picture. Interesting. So the Panthers have the hardest remaining schedule in football. They're done. I mean, anything could happen. We just saw the Bills get beat by the Jaguars, and the Jaguars did not score a touchdown. We saw the Bengals get beat by the Browns when the Bengals were 2 weeks ago was the number one team in the AFC. We saw the Rams get beat by the Titans at home with no Derrick Henry. Anything can happen. The Panthers have just officially signed Jared Lorenzen. Oh, man. Said Matt Rule needs to go. He knew it was a terrible hire. I think it's getting close to about that time, man. That seat got to be warm. Said PJ Walker won his only start. What more do you want? Yeah. It's not hard to win when the team you face gets shut out. I'll say that. Said, let you get that jersey? I don't know, man. I actually found this one at the thrift store for $15. Steve Smith, Reebok. Steve Smith, Reebok. $15. It was a steal. I can't let you have it, man. Had I paid regular money, maybe I'd give it away, but I can't let you have it. So we're emotional right now. There's no QB that could turn this around. If Walker started, we still would complain. We would be 9-0 if we started Walker. I don't know about 9-0, but I don't know. NFL's about matchups, and that's why I keep trying to tell these people, David, on Twitter, that people don't listen to me. It's a week-to-week league. It's a week-to-week league. You ain't getting that Cam jersey. I paid a lot of money for that. Paid a lot of money for that Cam jersey up there. Paid a lot of money for that jersey. Anthony Montgomery, what up, though? MTL said we in tank mode. To me, it's so many games left for us to be trying to. It's still 8 games left. A little under half the season left to be trying to tank just seems so disheartening. So he found a Jonathan Stewart jersey at the thrift store. That's what I got up here. It ain't from the thrift store. Any given Sunday. Yeah, we could easily catch some teams slipping. We could easily catch some teams slipping. But for us to be able to string enough games together to make the playoffs, it's looking unlikely. So you got a Jay DeLone Reebok jersey. The Reebok jerseys be the Reebok jerseys actually some of you can find some decent ones in good shape. This was like in perfect condition. Obviously, this is the replica, but this is like perfect condition. But Reebok, remember, they was charging $50 for these. Nike now they charging $100 for the replica jersey. $100 for the replica jersey. $300 for the sew on. $300 for the sew on. How much is Joe Brady responsible? Partially some, because some of his play calls aren't the best. But imagine this: imagine you're Joe Brady. You don't have that much experience calling plays in the first place, and when you did call plays, you had at least had a vet quarterback at Teddy Bridgewater last year, or you had Joe Burrow that was a good quarterback, and he didn't really call plays at LSU, but that's neither here nor there. So now you come to a team that you don't, like I said, you don't have much experience being an offensive play caller. So now you have an offensive line that's kind of suspect going into this year. Your best weapon that you draw up plays for, Christian McCaffrey, is hurt. 3, you have a brand new quarterback in Sam Darnold who's not great at making good decisions. So you're trying to give him easy reads to check it down, give him easy stuff that's open, and he can't even execute that. He turns the ball over. It's too many holes to plug. Too many holes to plug. Trying to manufacture a running game. You got Matt Rule breathing down your neck telling you to run the ball. Sam Darnold can't do anything without turning the ball over. Your best weapon is hurt. Joe Brady consistently draws up plays that get guys open. Now, the play designs are great. Sometimes the timing of what he does can get too cute, and what plays he calls in certain situations can be questioned. I'm not defending him 100% there, but there's clearly guys open. There's guys that are getting open. The quarterback is just not making the reads and making it happen. So it's too many holes to plug. I don't think Joe Brady has enough experience to be able to cover up all the deficiencies that we have. But I will do a film breakdown because a lot of y'all have questions about, is it Joe Brady? Is it Sam Darnold? Is it Robbie Anderson? Is it Christian McCaffrey being out? I'll do a breakdown, I guess, of some stuff coming up, some passing plays, and show y'all that people are getting open. But it's not that. I'm going to start a Patreon, and if y'all want in-depth film breakdown, I'll do it on the Patreon. Because I can break down every play for y'all and show y'all. But I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Y'all make sure y'all give the video a thumbs up if you have not. Subscribe to the channel if you have not also. Panthers content, NFL content through live streams, videos, film breakdowns on a weekly basis, news updates on a weekly basis. I drop a video pretty much 5 out of the 7 days of the week. So if you want to stay up to date on this Panthers craziness, make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell icon if you have not, man. I appreciate it. So we should shine Flacco. So how good was Matt Moore? Matt Moore gave you a few games to think that he was decent, but he wasn't really decent. Pretty much Sam Darnold style. I'm going to do a breakdown. Because think about that Christian McCaffrey play that got tipped at the line of scrimmage. Christian McCaffrey was wide open on that wheel route. That would have been a touchdown wide open, but it got tipped at the line of scrimmage. He said one hole, stop the quarterback turnovers and make the easy passes. You will win games. PJ Walker will get the team past 500. What do I think of Phil Snow as a head coach? I don't think he can do it. I think one is too old. Two, I don't think he has any desire to be a head coach. I don't know. The merch link. I got the website cooked up, man. I got it cooked up. You want the link? It says Matt Good. No doubt, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. Like, appreciate y'all rocking. So why is my shirt on backwards? Because crisscross will make you jump. The Panthers got me going crazy, so I can't even put my clothes on right. I can't even put my clothes on correctly because the Panthers got me discombobulated. Panthers got me discombobulated. A lot of y'all asking how Matt Barkley is. Let's go look at Matt Barkley's stats. A lot of y'all asking how is Matt Barkley. Y'all really want to know? Yeah, I really want to know how good Matt Barkley is. Let's go. Matt Barkley. What the hell? Give a damn about my privacy. What's going on here? Give me a second, guys. Cookies. All right. Matt Barkley. Good old Matt Barkley. Nice haircut. Nice hair. Looks like a nice guy. I mean, he's a little bit older than me. September 8th, 6'2", 234. His quarterback record is 2-5. 11 to 22 touchdown to interception ratio. 11 to 22. He's played for Philly, Chicago, Buffalo, and now he's a Carolina Panther. Another failed USC quarterback on our team. Another failed USC quarterback on our team. So look at these numbers, guys. 11 touchdown passes in his career. 22 interceptions. This year right here where he got extended playing time, 8 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. 1-5 record in Chicago. I don't even remember this. I may go back and look at this actually, watch the film. I just don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. And my boy Panthers culture said it on Twitter. He's like, our quarterbacks may have the worst touchdown to interception ratio in the NFL combined. Said too much control. Yeah, between Matt Rule got too much control of the franchise, unfortunately. So the Bears always suck. But then Josh McCown had that Pro Bowl caliber year with the Bears there one time. Alshon Jeffrey, who was the other one? Brandon Marshall. Was Matt Forte still around? I think Matt Forte might have been gone. Said bro got a 0.5 touchdown to interception ratio. Yeah. Yeah. It's not looking great, guys. The outlook is not looking great. The outlook is not looking great. I can't even front. I can't even front. Because Matt Barkley is not the long-term answer, clearly. Clearly not the answer. But who knows? Some people say that Matt Barkley. What if Matt Barkley ended up starting on Sunday? Just hypothetically. We will see come Sunday. But what if Matt Barkley ended up starting? Wouldn't that be wild, yo? Wouldn't that be wild if Matt Barkley ended up getting the start? Because that would mean that Matt Rule truly hates PJ Walker. He said if he starts, he's gonna be an NBA fan. The Hornets, they got potential. They got potential. Man, yeah, we know. We know Justin Fields is right there for the picking. We didn't take him. If Matt Barkley gets the start over PJ got to fight. Thinking about Matt Barkley start just gave you a twitch. Said no cap, you wish it was Sunday right now just to see. For real, for real. I'm kind of anxious. I'm kind of anxious to see what PJ has, though. I'm kind of anxious to see what PJ has. Hey, it's still early. Don't talk about my Hawks. It's still early. Still early. We'll figure it out. Hopefully. Said Matt Barkley gonna come in here, be the brand, and get 1% better every day. I bet Matt Rule says that in his press conference tomorrow too. I bet. I bet. Where do I think Fields? I mean, JC would have went. He would have went to the Broncos. Clearly, the Broncos were on the corner because they got Sertan right after us. I think JC Horn would have went there. That's my opinion. But y'all get a video thumbs up if you have not yet, and subscribe if you have not. I'm gonna keep reminding y'all subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. We're keeping this thing rocking and rolling, man. Rocking and rolling. Yes, sir. PJ will be starting Derek Brown. Also a Clemson fan, so it's not a great year. I mean, y'all have met to the freaking college football playoff almost every year that they ain't been around, so Clemson was due for a down year. But dealing with DJ Ugalele and then dealing with Sam Darnold's got to be tough, though. Got to be tough. So this is actually the cruelest thing I've ever seen. They left Justin Fields out there to be drafted by the Bears, where Bears keep usually go to die. Just run. Man, it feels making the best out of a situation, clearly. Clearly. New to the channel, man. It don't matter when you got here, as long as you're here. I appreciate you tuning in and subscribing. Oh, you a Gators fan? I'm a Gamecocks fan myself. I mean, obviously the Panthers are in the NFL is my sport of choice. But got that dub on Saturday, dog. Got that dub on Saturday, dog. He said he does too much a lot of time. Like I said, maybe he'll be playing. Like I said, he hasn't got a chance to ever start a game or play with Christian McCaffrey. By Christian McCaffrey. Hopefully he'll get playing with Christian McCaffrey will do him some good. So how we got somebody to say about the XFL with not having watched the game? I mean, I watched the XFL. I watched it pretty close, honestly. The Roughnecks had a better O-line than the Panthers. If they did, we probably would have signed them because we signed Kenny Robinson, we signed P.J. Walker. $704 J. Rich says she quit Carolina until our next quarterback is black. Here go the man right here. Shout out to my boy Mr. Luke Cage on the super chat, coming through with the violence. Coming through with the violence. This is crazy, man. I appreciate the super chat. Obviously, I appreciate the love. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. He said thanks for beating him because he got rid of OC to DC. How bad is Burns' ankle? I'm not sure. They haven't given us any clarification, so maybe we'll get that from press conference tomorrow from Matt Rule. Hopefully just a sprain at work. Hopefully just something. He came back in the game, but then he left again. So we don't know how bad he aggravated it again after that. So we'll see. We'll see. We will see. Said Matt Barkley, SMH. Carolina going to playoffs. I mean, I would love for PJ Walker to be a feel-good story, turn this thing around. We'll see. I would love for that to happen, but I don't know, man. Don't seem likely. Do I think Super Bowl 50 was rigged? Cool. Yes. All day. They wanted to get Peyton Manning that swan song. My dad stopped watching the NFL after that Super Bowl just because he saw how rigged it was. I'm not being biased. I watched the XFL. There was definitely talent. Like I said, Kenny Robinson plays for us. I love Kenny Robinson. Kenny Robinson is a playmaker in my opinion. But obviously the game speed, the offensive line, the level of competition is not the same. The organization is not the same. So Peach is either really good or really bad. Yeah, hopefully it ain't high ankle, because if it is, we got to pull up on Mac Jones. If it is, we got to pull up on Mac Jones. Mac Jones, that was crazy, yo. And then now he over here trying to say that he thought Brian Burns had the ball. So you were the only one that thought Brian Burns had the ball. Everybody else clearly saw that Brian Burns didn't have the ball, but you, Mac Jones. So you decided you didn't even go check on him. You didn't even go check on him. So I don't want to hear those excuses from Belichick or Mac Jones. It was a dirty play, a Patriot way, whatever. Because they found the highlights of Mac Jones getting sacked by Brian Burns in high school, and then Mac Jones getting up and going to push somebody. They caught him in 4K. So Mac Jones pours his cereal before his milk. Don't he look like a type of dude that would do that, though? Adrian, what up, though? Luke wanted to retire early because he saw the same thing that Matt Stafford did. Matt Stafford didn't want to get traded here because he saw that they had no vision. Luke Kuechly wasn't going to risk his life and with those concussions that he potentially had to be a part of a rebuild. They clearly had no vision. So regardless of what grade, we need to pull up. Hey, man, I'm with it. I'm with it. He put him in an ankle lock, bro. WWE style. For real, for real. It's the Patriots. They will ignore it. That's what happens when you have Robert Kraft money. It's the time to break out the black bats. So what if Odell signed with the Panthers? Odell not even that stupid. C-Ran, what up, though? Yeah, I mean, he's been alternating now that with Sean Chandler, but after Sean Chandler caught that stiff arm, oof, I don't know. He said I got a thumbs down. We jumped this fool. I don't know who did it. Nevertheless, it's still engagement. I'll take the thumbs down. You take the good with the bad. Engagement is engagement. YouTube sees a thumbs up or a thumbs down almost as the same thing because obviously it's making people feel some type of way. So engagement is engagement. Patriot way, injure the opponent. So at what point do we start creating a vision? I think you gave the guy too much power. You should have brought in a vet. First of all, the reason why the vision is messed up is because you hired your head coach before you hired your GM. Why not fire Marty Hurney? You did everything backwards. You should have fired Marty Hurney when you got rid of Ron Rivera. Usually you let the GM and the ownership work together to find the head coach. Not the head coach and the ownership find the GM. Matt Rule has too much power. Scott Fitterer is essentially just a do boy. He brings something to Matt Rule's table. Matt Rule says the yes or no. Scott Fitter works the phones, talks to people, goes out on the road based off of what Matt Rule tells him. But Matt Rule is the ultimate stopgap. He makes the calls. Scott Fitter is just a do boy. He goes and gets stuff done. So that's why you don't have no vision. You got your head coach before you got your general manager. That's backwards. So why haven't we called Fitzmagic? Fitzmagic is injured playing for the football team. He was their starter originally. That's why Taylor Heineke is in there. So they need to swallow their pride and sign Cam back. I'm not sure if, one, like I said, Cam said on his YouTube channel he's been getting offers, but he wanted to be the right situation. So they might have talked to him and just turned it down. It just not have come out yet. We have so much talent except Lamb Larnold. What's with us losing? I mean, the games are close. Because like I said, we lost what? 24. We lost 24-6. Is that the score? We lost 24-6. Was that the score of the game? Yep, it was 24-6. So let's play the little Marvel what if thing. Sam Darnold threw 2 red zone turnovers. So let's say that pass he threw that was intended for DJ Moore, instead of getting intercepted by JC, it was caught by DJ Moore. Now we have 13 points off of that touchdown. So it's 13-24. But he threw another red zone interception that got ran back for a touchdown. So let's say he doesn't do that and we score a touchdown there. That's 20-17 Panthers. I mean, we were there. As bad as Sam Darnold plays, we had 2 trips in the red zone that we did not get any points, and one of them gave 7 points the other way. Like I said, that's a 14-point swing when you throw a pick 6 in the red zone, and then you throw another end zone interception that's points off the board also. A couple plays here or there, man, can change the game. When you have a great defense, you're going to be able to hang around. But your offense can't just be that bad to the point where they're giving the other team points. So they didn't spend enough time. Bieniemy did get a heck interview, but I think the fact that he said that he looked forward to working with Cam Newton and wanted to work with Cam Newton might have been a reason. There's a couple other reasons too, though, that he might not have got the job, but that's neither here nor there. Unc and his thing. What up, though, Unc? So you don't like Sean Chandler playing deep safety. So he put him in an ankle lock and swept his leg. Yep. It was dirty. That was the Patriots way, man. Spygate, Deflategate, Anklegate. Said, be glad we're not Raiders fans. It's dysfunctional. I mean, the Raiders got a better record than us, and we also lost to the Giants like the Raiders. Yeah, it seems like somebody gets it's bad, I guess. At least y'all got a quarterback, too. At least I got a quarterback. Close is not equal to W. You don't, but I'm just saying. As bad as Sam Darnold has looked, we have a lot of talent and a good defense to the point that we still have opportunities. It's not like we just can't even cross the 50. Like, no, we still have elite talent at running back with Christian McCaffrey. He can make plays. Can I see the Hall of Fame players on our current roster? Maybe Gilmore, depending on how long Christian McCaffrey plays. He can. He's already broken significant running back records. But it's tough. It's tough. So once again, they're trying to save face to cover it up. I agree. Because there's no way he should have played against the Patriots. No way. I'm not even going to blame Sam Darnold for toughing through it. But somehow between yesterday, he went from day to week within a matter of 24 hours because further examination, it's this like I said, they don't want to embarrass Sam Darnold, so it is what it is. Get Abdullah more involved. It was arrogance. It was arrogance out of an unproven coaching staff. It was arrogance from an unproven coaching staff. Like what audacity? What audacity can you have? Yeah, I heard about the Dalvin Cook news just brought. We'll talk about that tomorrow on the live stream. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll talk about Odell also. But we're talking about the Panthers today. So am I trying to be the scouting team for the Panthers? If they pay me, I'll do it for cheap. I'll do it for cheap. But you guys make sure you are subscribed if you have not subscribed. Like I said, this is if I know some people have been saying this multiple times, but Panthers content 5 out of 7 days of the week. I'm doing live streams twice a week, film breakdowns, news updates. You got to subscribe if you have not, man. I appreciate all you guys tuning in, but hit the bell icon too. That way you get a notification every time I drop a video. Is signing Matt Barkley a suggestion or a done deal? It's done. The ink is dry. If he passes the physical, he will be on the team and be at practice this week, backing up PJ Walker, maybe even a starter. If I wouldn't be surprised if he's a starter. Crazy things have happened. Okay. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe if you have not. Panthers content 5 out of 7 days of the week, most likely on a weekly basis. Who am I looking for in free agency? I got to see who hit the market. I got to see who hit the market. I got to see who hit the market. Who's our other tackle besides Moten? It looked like it may be Daly. It was Daly this past game. It looked like it could be Daly again. Yep. This is bingo. See, David, when you're not clowning or talking about my Cam jersey, we are on the same page most of the time. Not most of the time. Sometimes, because sometimes you be saying crazy stuff like DJ Moore is garbage. So not all the time. But you're right. Nepotism. The Sam Darnold effect. Sam Darnold is working on getting his third coach fired. You got to be smarter than that. You see Bruce Arians, he didn't let Jameis Winston get him fired. He got Jameis up out of there. Jameis Winston was working on getting his third coach fired with Bruce Arians. Bruce said, nah, get him up out of there. So remind you of Sanchez. If you remind you of Sanchez, he ain't no second string quarterback. So we got to put faith in our practice squad quarterbacks and no O-line. Our O-line was actually playing decent until these injuries. These injuries have been killing us. How did I feel when I was confused? Because why do it when he's unproven? Why do it when he's unproven? They said Sam's injury means that he's done. We'll see. Appreciate you tuning in, bro. Appreciate you tuning in. For real, for real. Say subscribe. Appreciate the live streams. Rate us. I appreciate you subscribing, man. Appreciate you watching too. So the O line is horrible, but it's. I feel like they've shown that a veteran quarterback can operate under pressure. Kirk Cousins, Matthew Stafford, And I think Derek Carr gets pressured more than Sam Darnold, but they play pretty good. So you can't plug all the holes. There's not enough good offensive linemen to go around. One sack, 3 quarterback hits, 6 pressures. That's pretty good, in my opinion. For the standards for our offensive line, you got to make plays. The opportunities are there. Sam's not making plays. So you hate how the organization acts oblivious to what they have done, dumb mistakes, and they want. No. They're not oblivious. They're not oblivious by any means. They know exactly what's going on. That's why they try so hard to control the narrative. That's why they try so hard to control the narrative. They know exactly what they're doing when it comes to this stuff. How good is the backup? PJ Walker, we're going to find out. Former XFL MVP leader. He got the only start he had last year. He won. He looked a little erratic in some of his playing time this year, but with the full week of practice, Christian McCaffrey, our defense balling out, we'll see what happens. And possibly no Kyler Murray. We'll see what happens with Kyler Murray. I would love to hear from David Tepper. I would love to hear from David Tepper because I showed y'all that picture. They said that in the atrium suite, somebody saw him on his way out. He looked pissed off and mad, and fans followed him, giving him the business. Quite the sight. So he knows what's going on. He's just hiding up in that press box. Lamb Larnold and Lamb Irving equals ultimate sellouts. Do I think they have enough sense to take advantage of PJ's skill set? Maybe. PJ's a little bit smaller, so they may try to run with him, but PJ's going to run on his own. So they may not call as many design runs because they know sometimes PJ's going to create and run on his own. So sometimes they may not run the many play, but I do think they should try to use his legs on some design quarterback, so read options and stuff like that, some RPOs, read options. So that's pretty good at the losing center. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they only had one, like I said, 1 sack, 3 hits, 6 pressures. Not terrible. You're good with CFC. DJ Moore? I don't know, man. All right, David. Appreciate you tuning in. Sam just makes bad reads sometimes and gets jittery in the pocket and makes bad throws. Yep, like I said, composure and confidence are 2 things you need in the quarterback. Sam Darnold has neither. So Tepper going to give a Tebow speech. It better come with a $100 bill behind it. Otherwise, nobody buying it. Wonder why Tussalon signed another quarterback. Pretty sure they would not have PJ out there long. I'm rooting for him, though. I think they're going to roll with PJ. Matt Barkley can't be ready in 1 week. Maybe down the line, or if PJ just plays that bad, but they got to give PJ a chance. So the Raiders had the worst O-line in football, but they had to put money in the defense. Yeah, their defense is bad. Their secondary was atrocious. So it's going to be run, punt on Sunday. I hope not. But like I said, man, y'all subscribe if you have not. I appreciate you tuning in. It's the Panthers content 5 out of 7 days of the week. Live streams, film breakdowns, all the above. I got to get up off of here, man. I got to get some dinner. I'm famished. So I appreciate y'all. Obviously, film breakdown probably sometime this week. I may go over the Panthers offense to show y'all who's really the problem. Because a lot of y'all got questions about who's the problem. Is it Matt Rule? Is it Joe Brady? Is it Sam Darnold? Is it the offensive line? Is it Robbie dropping these passes? Y'all have questions? I'm going to give y'all these answers on this film breakdown video. So y'all stay tuned. Subscribe if you have not. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm out this thing. Peace.